Good morning. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2025. Beautiful, outstanding ladies with disabilities. It's a new year. It's a new episode, and we're coming your way for the first time in 2025. Welcome. It's another beautiful Saturday, and my co-host and I are here to bring you another interesting topic. This is our first episode for the year, like I said, and we're glad to be back. It's been a while. I hope you've enjoyed the time you've had off, the holidays, and I hope the new year you've been able to settle in and, made some progress. So today we will be talking about gratitude. When I thought about, this episode, and I was wondering, okay, what are we going to do today? And it just occurred to me that so much has happened in the past year. We've come a long way. And I think it's good to begin by just reflecting on what we have achieved, reflecting on what has happened, reflecting on how far we've come, and expressing gratitude for all that has happened, regardless of, the circumstances. So today we are going to be looking at the topic gratitude. But before we begin, as is our tradition, we're going to introduce ourselves, and I'll be starting with you, Florence.
Hi, everyone, and Happy New Year. My name is Florence Marcus. I'm a lawyer. I live and work in Abuja. I'm an amputee, and I'm happy to connect with us again this year, trusting that the year will come with lots of blessings for each and every one of us. And I encourage us to stay tuned to Bold TV because we have a lot packaged for us this year.
Hi, everyone. Apologies, you won't be seeing me, but you'll be hearing me loud and clear, hopefully. My name is Freki Andrew Essian. I'm a member of Bold Hearts Initiative. I'm based in Port Harcourt in Rivers State. And it's a pleasure to be here. I use a wheelchair from spinal cord injury. Thank you.
Good to have you, Freki. Welcome. Finally, I am your host for today, and my name is Afyong Etem. I am a medical laboratory scientist. I live and work in the beautiful capital city of Akwa Ibom State. I'm a member of Bold Hearts Initiative, a co-host on Bold TV, and I use a wheelchair from spinal cord injury. It's good to be back.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, viewers at home. A happy new year to us all. My name is Oluwatomisin Adeyefa. I'm a broadcast journalist, a disability inclusion facilitator, the executive director of Popular Abilities Foundation, and I'm a visually impaired person who is based in Abeokuta, the capital of Ogun State. It feels really good to be here today.
Welcome, Tomisin. It's good to have you. So we are going to, just go straight into our topic for today. So gratitude. Gratitude, is it just about saying thank you? When we hear gratitude, many of us, the first thing that comes to mind is, saying thank you, especially when you receive something. But is that all there is to gratitude? So I'd like our, opinion and, our perspective on what we think gratitude is. So Freki, you go first.
So I think gratitude is a perspective, yeah? It's putting things in perspective, whether they are going well or not. So for me, it's number one, a perspective. It's a posture of your heart, and it's also an expression. Thank you.
Yes, the three key words, it's a posture, your heart posture, it's a perspective, and it's an expression. More often than not, we tend to focus on the expression, and we forget that your heart posture and your perspective determines how you express it. Tomisin, do you want to say something about that?
All right, thank you very much. Gratitude for me, just like Freki has said, it's a posture, it's a perspective, it's what you think, what you view life to be. Even when in difficult situation, the ability to see the reason to be thankful in such situation is what makes you, it's what makes you human after all, and it's what gratitude is all about. So it's how you view situation, how you view circumstances, how you view things and people around you.
All right. So, yes, you've come from the angle of perspective, or how you see things, how you see situations. One person can be grateful for a situation while another person doesn't see any reason to be grateful. Recently, why I asked that question was I came to learn that gratitude is different from being grateful. That being grateful is usually it comes at the end of, it's an outcome of receiving something that we like or that we want. or desire. But gratitude, more often than not, is usually has to do with not just when we receive, but when we anticipate and we trust that what we expect will come. And so gratitude also has to do with thinking about the future and trusting that, that what we desire will come. So we are grateful in advance. So that's what I've come to learn recently. So I'm going to ask you, Florence, we've laid the foundation about gratitude. We've talked about it being an expression, talked about it being about your heart posture and your perspective. Now I'm going to ask you, why gratitude? We are members of the disability community and we know the challenges we face and we know what, on a daily basis, what we've had to deal with. So I want to say, why should, women with disabilities, persons with disabilities, be grateful? Why should they practice gratitude?
Okay. Even though you try to draw a dividing line between being thankful and gratitude, which I believe, yes, one is it's an expression of the other, but there is need to, first of all, acknowledge either that someone can be God, that someone can be a human being, that someone can even be yourself, because you can, thank yourself for some things, even though we are not looking at the expression ones. But, when you have a heart of gratitude, you tend to accept yourself for who you are. You tend to have a right perspective for what has happened to you or for who you are. Gratitude will help us to appreciate ourselves as women, to help us to appreciate even our disability. Because when we appreciate it, when we accept it, we begin to see the beauty in it. Because for me, I believe that is the essence. Trying to rewrite, what is seemingly wrong. Because when we talk about gratitude, like all of you have rightly said, we are not just looking about what is good, what is nice, but even what is seemingly wrong. In the midst of it all, in the midst of all the hurdles, all the challenges that disabilities come with, we appreciate it, because when you appreciate it, you begin to see the good in it.
All right, thank you so much. So you've spoken about, that gratitude comes from a place of acceptance. You can't, be grateful if you do not, first of all, acknowledge where you are and everything associated with where you are. So it comes from a place of acceptance. You talked about, women with disabilities being grateful, because it also helps you, it changes your perspective and helps you to, be able to live more productively. Because when you change the way you see your situation and how you perceive the things around you and what is happening, what has happened to you, it helps you to move forward, with a different mindset. And it makes it, it helps you also to, come together and also be able to think beyond your disability.
Okay, so as a woman with disability, it's important that we have that attitude of gratitude. It's a character we need to imbibe, we need to cultivate, we need to always show, because yes, there are challenges, there are hurdles, but having that gratitude, wearing it like an apparel, makes you see the best in every awful situation, makes you see solutions to those challenges, makes you appreciate what you have, what you don't have, what you're aiming for, and what you're looking up to. So it helps you see a wider range. It gives you a clearer picture, and then it also makes people around you feel appreciated in certain ways. Because of course, we cannot live our lives in isolation, and so we need people around us. So when you show gratitude, when you are always grateful for every little thing, no matter how insignificant you think it is, people do not see you as a burden. They come to realize that, and then they tend to accept you better.
Okay. All right, Tomisi, thank you so much. So the way you live life, the way you interact with others, is also influenced by how you see your situation. And the way you see your situation will determine how you express yourself and how, you approach everything that you do. And gratitude is one thing that helps you to see things differently. So ladies, we've talked about, the concept of gratitude, why we need to be grateful. Now we're going to come at it from a personal standpoint. What are you grateful for? This is a new year. For many people, it's a fresh start. For some, it's a continuation of, the previous year. What are you grateful for? So I'm going to start with you, Tomisin. Go ahead. You continue.
Okay. I'm grateful for life because only when we are here that we can, do all the complaining, nag, get angry, get sad, feel all the emotions. So I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for another opportunity to do things that would benefit me, my family, those around me, the society at large, because life itself is an opportunity and we must take each day as such. I'm also grateful for the people around me because it's rare to find real people around you, people who hold your hands, people who have got your back, people who would stand by you, stand with you, stand, through thick and thin with you. Those kind of people are rare, and so I am grateful for them. And I'm grateful for the resources that are available in the midst of lack, in the midst of, want, in the midst of needs. Somehow, God has a way of just showing up and, showing up the time in those circumstances. So those are the few things I can talk about now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. I know that, there are many more things to be grateful for, but we don't have the time to go through all of it. So I'd just like each person to share at least 3 things you're grateful for. So, Freki, what are you grateful for?
So I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for Florence, and I'm grateful for Tomisin. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for being grateful for us. Florence, okay. What are you grateful for?
Yeah, let me start with something that is a bit difficult. And I just want to say this to encourage someone. I'm grateful for pain. When I read a book some years ago, I think Where is God When It Hurts, one of those books, and Philip Yancey talked about being grateful for pain. But I didn't realize it until recently because I've experienced numbness and I've experienced pain. And to an extent, I would agree with Philip Yancey that feeling pain is much better than, just feeling numb. I've had issues with my leg, my residual limb, and I've had a lot of blisters and I've experienced a lot of pain. In fact, I was telling someone today that I wish there could be a machine that would check the threshold of pain so that the machine can, help others to understand the kind of pain that one is feeling. And in that way, they will be able to appreciate what one is going through. But in the midst of it, I thank God for helping me to bear this pain because I believe that it's not so much that I cannot endure. Then I thank God for His grace upon my life, for helping me and for helping me to see the good in everything that comes my way. I thank God for life. I thank God for my family and friends and His divine provision.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing. When you talk about pain, people will be like, what's there to be thankful for when it comes to pain? Why should I be thankful that I'm in pain? But for me, a long time ago, I made my peace. I made a truce with pain. I came to see it as an ally of sorts, depending on your circumstances. For me, it's more of an ally. Yes, it's uncomfortable and it's, sometimes I wish it wasn't there, but more often than not, I find it as an ally because I see it as a signal telling me that, you need to do things differently. There's something wrong. Imagine if you didn't feel anything at all. So you wouldn't even know you needed to help yourself. So in that way, pain is an ally, but it's based on individual perspectives. And I am grateful that I'm here today. I'm grateful that we are able to kickstart this episode today. I'm grateful for this platform where we are able to come to you and bring relevant information and share so much value to help you move on in your disability journey and make progress. And I'm grateful for the opportunities that have come my way. Since the beginning of this year, it's been quite hectic, but I'm grateful for all that I'm learning. I'm grateful for, the strength and the courage to keep going each day, even when sometimes I feel like I shouldn't take another step. I'm grateful for everything that has happened, good or bad. I give thanks, just as the good book says. So whatever you are, whatever your situation, it's easy to find the bad and complain about it. But why not go a step further and be that person that finds the good? And also, be intentional about focusing on the good, even in the midst of all the plenty bad. Focus on the good and be grateful for it. And that brings me to my next question, which is, how do you cultivate a lifestyle of gratitude? Gratitude is a lifestyle. It's something, it's not just a one-time thing. It's not just something that happens when, you receive something or when things are going well. It is a lifestyle. It's not dependent on your circumstances. It's a lifestyle that one should live because it has a lot of benefits to offer. So Florence, how does one cultivate a lifestyle of gratitude?
Okay, I think it's just for one to be deliberate, but I also feel like as persons with disabilities, we are almost grateful the most because we always have one thing or one person or the other that we say thank you to. Sometimes I think we even say more thank you than greetings or every other thing. While I was in the university, I met a lady, Edwina, and she instilled in me this attitude of showing gratitude. Not really even talking to people. She taught me how to keep a thank you book. So I keep a thank you book. Every evening before I sleep, I go to my book and try to remember almost everything that happened that day. Some that I can remember, but the good and the seemingly bad. And I just thanking God for this happened. This person was nice to me. This person was this, and thanking God for even someone that gave me 2,000 naira. So sometimes I go back to read those books. There are people that were very kind to me. There are things that happened to me in life that God did to me, or something that happened that on a good day, with time and with memory, the way our memory it is very faint, I would have forgotten. But when I go back to my book, my 2018 book, I will open it and I see a lot of things. And they even give me reason to even thank God and even thank some people more. So it helps me to be deliberate. And one other thing that I've decided to do this year is to be deliberate about, there are some specific people I've, identified that has helped me in this life. Like not just, that have been kind or that God has used in one way or the other, to assist me. I just felt like, it's good to go back to those people again, and tell them, this is what you did. Some of them may not remember. Some of them is just a smile on a day that is a very hard day. But that smile really made my day, and that smile encouraged me. I feel it's time for me, to go back and to remind them. And I believe that will even help them, in the things that they do, to encourage them to keep doing good to humanity.
All right. Thank you so much. So you mentioned something very important, keeping a gratitude journal or diary. That's something I started last year. Just, it was an idea that just came. I was like, okay, let's document this thing. Because sometimes when it seems like nothing good is happening, you can always go back and see that, I've enjoyed a few things. God has been faithful. It hasn't always been bad. And, it also gives you, it encourages you and helps you gives you the courage to keep going forward. And then you mentioned another thing, acknowledging and appreciating the people in our lives that have been instruments, of blessing, instruments, sources of help at different points in our lives. So I will also add to that and say that, beyond just what, has been received, gratitude is something that is ongoing, a lifestyle, something you practice. It must come to a point where you no longer attach your expressions of gratitude to when you receive. That even before good things come, you begin to project your gratitude into the world and begin to speak, knowing that if this happened before, then it is possible that it can happen again and even better things can come. And I think that when you live with that mindset, that it is possible, you attract, what you visualize, you begin to attract it, you begin to see it manifest if you live a lifestyle. So now what I do, for me, practically what I do, rather than wait until something happens before, thank you. When I think of something I want, something that I would like to see happen in my life, I begin to be thankful before it even happens. Because I know, I'm a believer, I'm a person of faith, and I believe that I know that God loves me and He wants me to have the best. So when I think of something, when something comes to mind and I desire something, I begin to be thankful ahead because I know that God is able to make it happen. So that's how I choose to live gratitude it must be an intentional lifestyle. It's not something that, you do whenever you feel like. It has to be an intentional lifestyle. And believe me, from experience, I've come to see that when you live like that, it changes things. The atmosphere around you, the things you attract, life is very different. And so I'm going to encourage everyone out there, every woman with a disability out there. Yes, it is hard. Disability is not for the faint of heart. It is not an easy journey, but it can become better if we will choose to shift our focus from the things that, don't make sense, from those things that are hurting and hurtful and whatever is not working, and choose to focus on the things that are actually working out, the things that, make us smile, the people that give us cause, to be happy. If we choose to focus on that, I believe that things will definitely be different. And the way we approach life is different. We'll have more joy and peace. So this brings us to the end of our discussion today. Gratitude is not something we have by no means exhausted this topic, but I believe that what we have shared today will help someone out there to be able to begin to think differently and begin to take steps towards doing things differently, living a lifestyle of gratitude. Documenting the things that happen makes a huge difference, because when you see it now, it kind of sinks in that, oh, this happened to me. But if you leave it in your mind, you can't forget. And then the next time it's easy to complain. Documenting the things that you're grateful for helps to change your perspective. So ladies, thank you so much for joining me today. And I just want to say thank you to our online audience. Thank you for always being here for us. And we hope that in 2025, we are counting on your support. Financially, we need, to subscribe to Zoom. It's not free. So we need your support. If you want to send us your financial contributions, please reach out. You will see our email address scrolling on your screen. Reach out to any of the co-hosts, myself, Freki, Tomisin, Florence, Grace, or Osaki. Reach out to any of them and they will tell you how to send in your contributions. If you want to come on the program, feel free to reach out and we will bring you up here to share your story, your thoughts and opinions. Thank you for always being here. Please like our videos, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, and do well to go back and look at some of the other valuable content that we brought your way in times past, and look forward to even more valuable content in the future. Thank you so much for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you same time next week, Saturday, 10:30 a.m. Do well to join us. Ladies, let's say our goodbyes. Thank you so much for being here.
Bye, everyone. See you next week.
Bye. Thank you.
This is Bold